What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Memphis Conservative channel. If you had subscribed already, subscribe and hit that like button and share this video and comment down below. Um, so shout out to the Daily Caller for this one. Y'all go over there and check them out. The other day, Tom Homan, the border czar, he was on CNN and he was talking to Dana Bash and Jake Tapper them. And so this is what he had to say. He was telling them about why the Democrats really want to keep DHS shut down. White House border czar Tom Homan. As a matter of fact, before I get into this, I call Tom Homan, aka the real live Hank. And Hank was the detective guy from the TV show Breaking Bad. Those that have seen that TV show know what I'm talking about, because he remind me of Hank from Breaking Bad. I call him, Tom Homan, aka the real live Hank, because he about his business. He gonna play, and he, don't nothing scare him. But anyway, White House border czar Tom Homan told CNN on Sunday he thinks Democrats' apparent decision to prolong the partial government shutdown is not due to differences in immigration policy, but instead execution. Homan appeared on State of the Union with Jake Tapper and Dana Bash on the 37th day of the Department of Homeland Security partial shutdown. The interview also aired 2 days after a poorly attended Senate chamber failed to fully reopen the department, with every voting Democrat except Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman opting to continue the standoff. Host Dana Bash asked the border czar what immigration enforcement policy changes President Donald Trump's administration is offering Democrats to end this impasse. Prompting Homan to reply, he thinks the real disagreement is not about policy. Here's where it gets, he's really started, talking the truth on this. I truly believe this isn't really a policy issue. We have the same policies in place we had during former President Barack Obama and former President Joe Biden and former President Bill Clinton, former President George H.W. Bush, and George W. Bush, Homan told Bash. So that's Bush the daddy, Bush the son, Clinton, Biden, and Obama. And the thing is about the Obama part, he's the same guy. Tom Homan is the same guy. The same role he has now. He had the same role up under Barack Obama's administration when Obama was in office. Obama even gave him a medal of honor for securing the border like he did. He's doing the same job now. So like you said, they've been having the same policies all this time. All this time, they've been having the same policies. So what's the difference now? What is the reason now that, you want to shut the government down, keep it shut down and all of that? Prior to joining the first Trump administration, the border czar held a leadership role in the Obama's administration's immigration and customs enforcement, ICE. So the policy really hasn't changed. It's the execution of those policies that we're talking about, Homan continued. It's really about policy execution more than policy, he added. So let me see what this right here play. I think this video is like 2 minutes or something. Sorry about that. So she was talking about when they was talking about, there's no reason for the ICE agents to wear masks. And coming from the same group of people, the same side that forced all of us to have on masks whenever we came out the house during COVID. Then come find out later that the mask really wasn't working, but they kept going back and forth on that part. It worked. Yeah, it worked. No, it don't work. Yeah, it worked. Well, no, it really didn't work. But forced us to put on masks. Come from the same group of people that want everybody to put on masks during COVID and stay in the house. To me, that shouldn't be an issue. Because ICE agents and DEA folks and undercover folks like that, they've always have been having some masks on. They had a full uniform badge and all that right there. I mean, everybody more like they got their name or whatever across their chest. I mean, now you want these people to show their faces or whatever, so people out there, so those people can dox them, find out their name, where they live at, where their family members live at, so they can harass them and all that old kind of stuff. So, but anyway, back to reading this, it said the Obama administration previously removed more non-citizens from the U.S. than any other presidential administration, according to DHS data, which means Obama deported way more people than Trump did. He even gave CNN, granted them access for a ride along with the ICE agents while they was detaining and arresting illegal. Okay, there we go. Blocked it. No protesters, no rioters, none of this stuff was going on. This fact notably prompted many pro-immigration activists on the left to nickname, and that was Barack Obama's nickname, the deporting chief, during his White House tenure. Trump deported about 675,000 illegal immigrants during the first year of his second term, according to a January. During his entire first term, however, he removed about 1.2 million non-citizens. Even when these 2 weeks, I'm sorry, even when these two totals are combined, they fall well short of the nearly 3 million deportation of the two-term Obama administration. Multiple analysts of DHS data indicate. Furthermore, when removals and returns are combined, the president who expelled the most people out of the U.S. is another Democrat, Bill Clinton, according to DHS data analyzed by El Paso Matters. Homan added the Trump administration is having good conversations with Democrats, but more conversations need to be had. They can't surrender ISIS authorities and their congressionally mandated job. During the Sunday interview, Bash also pressed Homan on whether the White House is open to changing immigration enforcement policies to some Democratic demands, such as requiring ICE agents to remove their masks, which I don't think that that's important. But anyway, as you see on the letter that was out the other night, we're talking about identification, badge number, name, either or, because no border patrol has the name on their uniform. Our answer, we're talking about clear identification. We're talking about access to detention, and things like that. So a lot of these things, as I explained to the senators, a lot of these things are already in play, and identification has been since Minneapolis. And I'm trying to explain the situation on the ground isn't the same as it was in Indianapolis. We're doing targeted enforcement operations, and the detention standards are the same. They were in the last administration, but there was a problem with access to detention standards. Holman continued. That problem doesn't exist anymore. So a lot of changes after Minneapolis has already been implemented, and that's what I'm there to explain to them. So basically, so this is their reason why keeping the government shut down, keeping TSA them, border patrol them from getting paid, because you want to see these people faces and badge numbers and all that old kind of stuff. nobody was asking for these people badge numbers and all of that up under Obama administration, the Clinton administration. They all of them at that time back then believed in a secure border and closed up border. Now you don't. I'm talking about airport stuff is wide open. The man had to send ICE agents to the airports to help TSA assist with, the security and stuff like that that goes on inside the airports. And it's old clips of all of them back then was saying, even when Biden was when he was in the Senate, even he was saying about our borders need to be closed, the illegals need to be deported, and all of that if you're here illegally. But see, now they're fighting for all these illegals to stay here now. Because why? That's their voting base. Because too many Americans around the country has woken up to the Democrat side BS, basically. Now, okay, first you was getting rid of all these people, but now you need them. Because all they got to do is come to give them all kind of our taxpayer dollars to put in their pockets and pay them and all of that right there, free housing and all that old kind of stuff. I'm talking about, and a lot of them had found out a lot of them got Section 8 vouchers. Now I'm starting to see why our Section 8 list for years have been a long waiting list. People been on that waiting list for so long and stuff. They on the Section 8 waiting list. But when these people come over here from another country, ain't too long, just got here, and they get the Section 8 also. That's why we got the long list for the Americans to get it. Okay, got it. But he spoke a lot of truth in this. And as a matter of fact, when I first started doing YouTube, my very first video was titled, What is the difference between Obama's deportation versus Trump deportation? Because like I said, you got judges came in blocking Trump for doing this and doing that when it came down to deporting these illegal aliens. And then you got rioters, protesters, all of it. When none of that going on, when Obama was deporting these people. When none of this going on, when Clinton was deporting these people, or Bush daddy, or the son, when none of this stuff going on, none of it. No judge was trying to get in the block and stop nothing. But since it's Trump doing it, they stopping it. Got judges blocking it. You got rioters and protesters getting in the way of obstruction, which call it obstructing law enforcement, getting in the way of ICE going to get the list of people that they are there to get in that state or in that city. Getting in those folks' way. Then when somebody get hurt, now everybody want to say, they just out here murdering people. Really? But yeah, but he told what's her name, Dana Bash on CNN the truth. She really couldn't even argue with that. And something CNN been going back at a couple of these Democrats too a lot lately, here and there. Like, look, we've been hiding and supporting your BS, but come on now. That's what CNN been kind of doing lately. But I like this guy right here though, man. Like I said, it's Tom Homan, aka the real live Hank from Breaking Bad. He on your ass. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comment section. Comment down below. Thanks for stopping by the Memphis Conservative channel. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and hit that like button and share this video and comment down below. Peace.